Epic. Oh yeah. So that's like bang you in the face. That's like, that's really, it's really spicy and tingly and like amazing, fiery, hot, tingling, packed full of spices. Friends, this is one Szechuan classic dish you need to know about. This is Szechuan spicy boiled fish. So this is one of my all-time favorite restaurant dishes, and I always, for years, thought it was way too complicated to make at home, but actually, as it turns out, it's not. It just tastes really complicated, but this is the version I've figured out that's a bit easier to make at home than the restaurant version. First up, we want to deal with the fish. Now, I just have some fillets of snapper here. Yes, if you were doing this classically in the restaurant, you might use a whole fish fillet, use the bones, everything. So much easier just to use the fillets at home. I want to slice these sort of on a diagonal so that I get nice, large, flat pieces, flat-ish pieces. And the whole deal with the fish in this dish is that the way that we marinate it is going to alter the texture of the fish. So rather than having a really soft fish that sort of breaks apart, our marinade is going to almost firm up the fish and give it like a velvety texture. Now you can use any sort of white fish fillet that you have in your area. You know, cod would be great, halibut, any of those sorts of things. So let's get on to those marinade ingredients I was talking about. First up is Chinese cooking wine. So you can find this online, really easy to order online or from an Asian grocer. It's gonna give us some flavor. And then also we want some corn flour. So this is going to help us with the texture. It's gonna give that velvety feel, firm up the fish, all those sorts of things. So just a little bit of that and a pinch of salt here. And now give that a really good mix. Now just leave that to marinate while we get the rest of the dish ready. Now, as I said, this home version of mine is very easy, but there are quite a few ingredients and spices, but not anything you shouldn't be unfamiliar with if you've been a long-time follower of my channel. First of all, let's get going on building the broth. This whole dish is all about building layer and layer and layer of flavor. So a little bit of oil first of all, and some star anise, cinnamon stick. And this really is a key ingredient, guys. You need to get a hold of some Szechuan peppercorns, search them out online. They're the ingredient that will add the super numbing, tingling sensation that is a classic Szechuan characteristic. Some cardamom pods, and some dried chilies. Now these are like kind of the spicy bird's eye dried chilies. They're really hot. This dish should be really hot, but look, you can go with like a milder dried chili if you wanted to tone it down a little bit. Now give all of those spices in there time to make friends. That smells glorious already. Now we can go in with some garlic, some ginger, oh wow, that really is a killer combo already. Literally, so the fragrance right here is so beautiful. It's just got all of the spices and the chili and the garlic and the ginger. Oh, I'm having such a good time already. But we need to go in with a few more things. So this is doubanjiang. It is a Szechuan chili bean fermented paste. And this is gonna give you color, sort of a rich umami kind of flavor. You could substitute miso and a little bit of gochujang, or miso and a little bit of just regular chili garlic paste if you can't get a hold of this. And then these are some salted black beans. Look, I've made this without this ingredient before and you can get away with it, but if you can, this adds a really lovely salty, again, salty umami element. And what you need to do with these guys is just soak them in a little bit of water first of all, and then they soften up a little, and now you can add them into the dish. And now here's another little cheat. So as I said, typically, classically, you would make this with the whole fish bones. I'm gonna go with some store-bought fish stock here because, you know, I'm just making things still good, but a little bit easier. Now season that with just a little dash of soy sauce at this stage. You can always add a little more later if you like. Now I want to let all those flavors really develop, and I want that fish broth to really take on all of the yumminess. So let that simmer for about 10 minutes. In the meantime, we're gonna prep some veggies. So I've got some bean shoots here, and I'm just going to blanch them in some boiling water. And I've also got some snow pea shoots as well. Now this little jumble of vegetables literally needs like seconds, 10 seconds, 20 seconds. I'm gonna pull them out, just so they're still nice and sort of crunchy and tender, but just that raw edge has been taken off. Okay, pop those into a really large serving bowl. And we're going to pour our soup on at the end over that. So our broth has been dutifully bubbling away here, and now I'm going to go in with my fish. Now I don't want to overcook that fish, so barely, kind of like 3 minutes here, just until the fish turns opaque. Perfect. Now turn the heat off, and we're still not done yet. We've got some more work to do in this wok, but for the minute, I want to decant all of this mixture into that serving bowl. Now I just need a little bit of spring onion here. A sprinkling of sesame seeds. Now for that final little bit of hot oil goodness, amazingness, let's start off with some chili oil. So typically you use just regular oil. I like to do half and half. Half chili oil, half regular oil, just so you get a really bright red color and like an extra layer of flavor, because I mean, who doesn't want an extra layer of flavor? Now go in with some more Szechuan peppercorns, some more chili. Literally this dish is like, you know, you love it if you're a masochist, but anyway, I just love it because I like spicy things. But it's kind of like scary spicy. Anyway, give that a little bit of a sizzle. And now pour this over the top so that those spring onions get like sizzly and stuff. You'll see. And there you go, friends, my version of the very classic Szechuan boiled fish, but like an easier version for you guys to make at home. I need to get in here because like this is just heaven. It should be like a little bit velvety, almost like a little bit chewy in a good way. Honestly guys, if you make like one, or you try one dish from like one Szechuan dish, it has to be this one.
If you've got any comments or questions, pop them below. And if you enjoyed the video, why not hit that subscribe button plus the little bell one, and that way you'll get notified every time I release a new video. Thanks guys.